Good evening, everybody. This is Silverbusters coming at you with another video. Take two, since my dumb self started the video recording software and apparently didn't notice it. Decided to reassign my audio device to something that doesn't exist. Thank you, automatically updating computers or whatever it is. Anyway, the big news the last 2 weeks, I've been a little bit out of the loop because I've been working some serious overtime due to the whole labor shortage situation and to some people, I believe, that were faking illness due to the cerveza sickness. Wanted to get their free hours, free days off in due to that sort of thing, because honestly, I haven't heard of anything in this area related to the cerveza sickness in a while. Anyway, net result is your friend Silverbusters here has been pulling extended hours, and I've been out of the loop a little bit. I mean, I've been keeping up with things, but I just haven't had the time to make videos. But then the US Mint goes and drops this wonderful bomb on us. They finally admit the silver shortage. Now, this is kind of a silly product. It's almost fair to say at this point that everything the U.S. Mint makes is a numismatic product. Because when you're talking about even Eagles, which is supposed to be their basic bullion product, trading at $8, $10, $12 over spot price, right, for silver. So realistically, they're no longer a bullion coin. They're dealing all in semi-numismatic or numismatic territory. And that's the same thing with this product that they just delivered or postponed delivery of. It's just a rehash of some old historical coins that nobody really gives a shit about. It's an off weight amount. It's like point blah blah blah. It's not a even number because they're trying to use pure silver instead of the 90% silver that they used to use in the old coins, because the 90% holds up better if you're actually going to use it for circulating currency, right? So basically, the U.S. Mint had been planning to launch this product, and instead, what happened is they're going to have to delay it. And this is the big news: they admit the silver shortage, and that's just hilarious. Sorry about that. Some jerk across the street is has their car horn barking. Let's see here. But basically, this was the big news, not the coin itself or the product or even the delay, because who cares about some semi-numismatic product that's going to sell for $12 or $15 over spot. It's that the U.S. Mint acknowledged a global silver shortage, and maybe in the wrong order, because they say the global silver shortage has driven demand when it should really say silver demand has created a global silver shortage. Yes, there's less silver than in prior years, but there's also much, much higher demand. And it's because we've triggered the demand that there is a silver shortage, not the other way around. So anyway, this is the big news, mainly because I guess in some corners of the universe, the U.S. Mint still has some legitimacy in the minds of some people. Maybe there's some decrepit 70-year-old boomers that think the U.S. Mint is still a legitimate authority on silver or silver products or anything like that. Honestly, I think that ship sailed a long time ago, and as long as they're dealing exclusively in increasingly smaller amounts of increasingly numismatic products, one day they're just going to be irrelevant in the silver market, that they're going to be completely in the same corner of the shop with the comic books and the classic video games, trading purely on rarity and speculation and not on the value of the underlying commodity, like we should be when we're dealing with silver, which is the main silver story here. At the end of the day, I don't think, if you come to the gas station with one of these, or an Eagle, or a 1 ounce round, whether you're going to get any kind of premium from me is highly doubtful. I'm going to be traveling on the weight of silver involved. And like I said, these are even off weight, so you're adding extra complication in there. But this is kind of big news because the U.S. Mint has some like mainstream media clout, and they acknowledged, however tangentially, that there is a silver shortage, which is nice. The one of the things that really kind of pissed me off this week was what they did to ditch the deep state. And I'm just going to go ahead and pull it up again. I had it pulled up before when I did it into take one, and I can find it again pretty quickly. Anyway, the story is ditch the deep state along with Happy Hawaiian, and I'm sure there's others who, here it is, who are constantly making data dumps for us. They're producing charts, and one of Ditch the Deep State's things is he tracks, or he, she, it, whatever. It's a internet handle. How much silver is coming in and out of the registered and eligible categories on the comics, right? That's what is going on most of the time. And it's simple economic data. It's something that is already public information. It's already out there. Anybody can access it. It's not part of any kind of, you're not doxing anybody. You're not getting any secret data. You're not doing anything like that. And, they're just accumulating it and publishing it and bringing it to a wider audience. Well, Twitter had the audacity of suspending. For a while, we thought they banned them because there was a period last week when I got to their Twitter profile, and I don't know if I've got it up anymore. I probably don't. But basically, he's suspended now just for sharing stuff like this that is already public knowledge. It's already public information. And yeah, and maybe there's some caps in the headline, but have we gotten so weak and fraudulent as a society? Is the economic situation so fragile that they can't take someone taking already public information, typing up a headline with a few caps in it, and sending out to a slightly wider audience without being labeled a provocateur or trying to spark a bank run or be some kind of economic terrorist? That's basically what's happening with Twitter, because Twitter has also chased away, banned, got rid of, whatever, the Big Short guy, the guy who successfully called the subprime mortgage crisis and went short subprime junk. If you've seen the movie The Big Short, that's basically the main character in that show. He was on Twitter making calls about the current economic situation, and he's got street cred, right? He's even one step higher. He's not some rando, right, like us. He's somebody who called it right in the last cycle, and they chased him off too. Right? So I just think that's reeks of desperation. That reeks of people saying that it's so weak and fragile that they can't even take someone republishing and potentially this information getting out or being characterized in such a way to a wider audience. And I think that's got them shaking in their boots. The fact that they would suspend somebody for something as simple as this. Oh, there's silver coming out of different categories of the comics warehouse, and it's all well documented. It's all right here. And they ban them for it? Come on. How pathetic are you? They're so far removed from the truth. It's really sad. And good news for this week, month, however you want to categorize it. We did manage to hold a 28 handle on a monthly close, which is great news for silver overall, for people who are following more of a technical trading kind of platform. Anyway, that's great news. I did the kind of rundown of the 4 retailers earlier, and we're kind of back at status quo with the premiums for the 1 ounce generic products. everything is still kind of floating in between the 4 and change, 420, 450, some up to maybe $5 premium over spot price for 1 ounce rounds. So long as you're buying at least a tube at a time, you might get a little bit of a discount or a little bit of a higher knock-up if you're just trying to buy loose rounds. My big thing is that I think really we should stop looking at the spot price and just sort of adopt 1 ounce generic rounds as like the new silver price. But if that's the case, one of two things is going to need to happen. One is we're going to need to see a narrowing of that spread between the paper price and the 1 ounce round price, because if we don't, that means one or the other is going to break, right? I can't tell you which one is going to break. The question is, are people really somewhere getting 1,000-ounce bars for 28 and change, whatever the current price is right now? If you can't tell me with a straight face people are getting them for that price, there won't eventually be a narrowing of that premium. I think there will be, so long as people can get 1,000-ounce bars for that price, because I don't think a 20% markup, I don't know if it's 20% anymore. I guess it's getting closer to 15 but anyway, just for manufacturing something from the 1,000-ounce bar state to the 1 ounce round state, I don't really think it justifies the 15 to 20% markup. 20% would be close, it's close to that. Because if you take 2.8, maybe but it's between 15 and 20%, and it's just got me sick. Or the other thing that could happen is if I go into my local dealer with a tube full of 1 ounce rounds and they say, oh, well, we're selling 1 ounce rounds for 33 today, and we'll give you 32 for yours, then the price can be 33 all day for 1 ounce rounds. That's fine. No problem. The problem is when you come into these places and you say, I've got some 1 ounce rounds here, and they say, oh, I'll give you spot, or I'll give you 50 cents over spot, or I'll give you $1 over spot. That's too wide of a bid spread ask. Nobody is going to, for a short to medium term investment, to immediately lose 20% walking out the door kind of feels like buying a new car, right? You drive it off the lot and you come back and they'll offer you 2/3 of what you just paid for it, right? That kind of situation, which I think is a joke. So realistically, if you want to justify these premiums, I think you need to justify it on the buy side too, where you need to be offering at least, you're cutting out all of the delivery aspect of it. When it's sitting right in front of you, you should be getting a much narrower bid-ask spread between the products. That's all I'm looking for. One of those two things to happen. I think this current situation is kind of aberrant. That's not to say I wouldn't be buying right now, especially if you don't have a significant position in silver. It's just those of us that already have a lot and are trying to time our entries a little bit better at this point with what little reserves we have left, that it becomes a big issue for. Anyway, we really haven't moved that much. We're still in that 4 and change to 5 premium for 1 ounce rounds, and it really doesn't matter where you look. You'll find it changes a few tenths one place or another, but the market is for the real silver is still pretty much in the same range. Just wanted to share this with you guys. Sorry I've been busy the last couple of weeks. Would really appreciate it if you still would subscribe to my channel, hit the like button, share the video with people, get people into the silver Wall Street silver movement, almost up to 100,000. How long has this community even been around? It says created. Yeah, I guess it was created that end of January when we had that big run up to 30. Anyway, only a few months around, they're already 100,000 silverbacks. That's awesome. Anyway, that's all I've got for you now. I mentioned before, but I guess you guys didn't get to hear it. Maybe thinking about kicking out some history-related videos, because history is where I have a lot of my background, and there's a lot of relevant information back to past economic crises and things of that nature that I'd like to share with you guys. And I'm thinking about doing videos about that too. So look for that coming forward in the future. Anyway, this has been Silverbusters, wishing you a happy Memorial Day and good luck and good fortunes to you. I will see you next time.